Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another game update video. Now I know I'm late to the party when it comes to releasing a video on the huge game update we are getting. What was it, on 18th of November or something like that. So in a couple of weeks time, but I was traveling for a couple of days, then I need a couple of days to digest all the data and as well spent many hours creating the graphics that I will use for this video, because it's a lot of things to go through. So I just kind of created like a summary of the key things you probably need to know. So if you want to have like all the single details, you might want to go ahead and read the full post or watch some of the other content creators that did a deep dive. This is going to be like a summary of, you know, key points. And I created, as always, with as I do with kit reveals, like some visuals, just that it's easier to actually digest and understand what is going on. So as always, there'll be YouTube chapters below if you do want to skip ahead to any particular section. Otherwise, let's go and have a look. So what CJ is basically saying, everything we at the moment have in the game is gonna be legacy. And then any new units coming up during each of the eras, they will be tagged as era units. At the end of the era, they will be converted to legacy units. So it's almost like having a game within a game. We'll have era units that can only be used in era modes, and then we'll have legacy units that only participate in legacy modes. So kind of a very hard split between new and old characters. Now when era ends, which is about 12-week period, right, then they will just convert to legacy. So there'll be slight change to the marquee, how we are acquiring, what level we are acquiring, how we are pushing these guys up in terms of leveling. So as of now, marquee events give us 3-star. However, under the new system, we'll be getting a 4-star unit. So a little bit of increase there. And they will hit the shipments 2 weeks after the era ends, the actual shards. Otherwise, you'll be able to earn shards, same as we do now, from daily marquee and as well store packs. But probably to earn from daily marquee, you'll have to buy a pack to get it to 5 stars, and then probably you can earn more. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see how this will go. So kind of similar as we have now. In terms of when units become farmable is 13 weeks after individual marquee events, which I believe is a bit longer period than now. Now I think it's about 8-ish weeks that they become farmable. So we'll have to wait 4 or 5 weeks more. So it takes longer to farm. However, as you can see, we'll do get an extra star during the era marquee event. So maybe overall farming time won't be that much longer. And they will become accelerated after 1 year when era ends. Now obviously for the units that are released at the beginning of the era, this means that they will be accelerated in less than a year, which is faster than now. And then in terms of you upgrade the units during the era, you won't be using gear as we do now. You won't be using your own ability materials to level up things, but you will be upgrading them with era resources. Once they become legacy, then of course we use the existing resource system we already have. Now in terms of upgrade system during the era, they will follow a linear upgrade system that each level unlocks a stat or an ability, like actually data crons do at the moment. So we can just zoom in a little bit to get a visual, just a little bit preview how this will look like. Just each level will give you either stat upgrade or a specific ability upgrade, so you won't be able to just pick and choose what you want to upgrade, same as like we do with data crons. Once units get converted to legacy units, then depending on the level that your era unit is at, you will convert into a different level, gear level, ability level. As you can see here, just an example they gave us here, a screenshot, like era unit 29 will convert to gear 8 and so on. Now the levels will also be gated by star. So as free-to-play players will get a 4-star marquee, which means we'll probably stuck with the level 66 as the maximum. But obviously if you will be getting extra shards from, you know, crystal packs or spending money, Then at 5-star you will be able to push to 67, and then at 6 stars 86 level, and then at 7 stars you'll be able to go 91 or above when it comes to levels. Now how roughly levels will, again, details to be worked out, but some of the examples they gave us, they're saying that most free-to-play players should be able to reach level 65, because again, to go 66 and above you will need to spend some crystals or money to get the unit to 5 stars. So what level 65 means when it converts to legacy, it will convert to level 88, gear 12 and ability level 7. So this is no Zetas and no Omicrons. This actually is, I guess, a good thing, because you will skip the whole Kyrotech gate that we have at the moment with the current units at the end of era, so which is cool. And then obviously maximum era level 95, so if you do get character to 7 stars during the era, you can then get him to level 95, which will convert again level 85, relic 6 and level 8 including Zetas, but not including Omicrons. So again, it'll save you some relic as well, gear, if you do obviously get the unit to 7 stars. Now during each era will end with a, for the most part, with a journey guide event, and it'll have 4, 5, 6 and 7 star tiers. So us free-to-play players with a 4-star era units will be able only to complete tier 1, not the rest. And however, these requirements for these tiers, they said they will change once this journey guide era becomes a legacy one. You know, it comes to the standard journey guide event, requirements will change. So then they maybe go like, hey, you need relic 5, relic 7 for this. I don't know, it'll be, I guess, depending on that. Speaking of era materials, how are we gonna use them? We'll be able to earn them for different modes, such as Coliseum, era marquee events, era journey events, and also episode track milestones, and of course purchased from the store. Okay, let's move on. So some of the 2 game modes they announced so far for the era. It's Coliseum, so this was the first era game mode to be added. It'll have daily rotation of bosses, sort of like, I guess, your daily personal array that you will go in and do every time. Rewards will be awarded for scoring milestone, and this will be reset for each era. So as you progress for era, I guess every day you're fighting bosses, you're getting more score, and then you're hitting these milestones, similar again as we do with the raids. Then on top of it all, we'll also be gaining, looks like, some daily rewards, because there will be a daily leaderboards rewards where you'll be competing against other player. So this leaderboard will also be the main place to earn relic 10 materials. So I guess it's kind of like a squad arena. You're competing against each other in the leaderboard, but you're not battling other guys, you're just competing who can score the most every day versus different bosses. Players will be randomly assigned to new era shards for each era, so we'll similarly have like random shards like we do for squad and fleet arena. Again, we'll have to wait and see how this works in practice, but obviously if you're not spending money, I don't know how high you will be able to be in leaderboard, because you won't be able to compete with the ones that do. Will we still be able to get relic 10 or not materials? Have to wait and see. And also, you've probably seen this as well, era challenges will be coming as well, and will be replacing our current galactic challenges. So rest in peace galactic challenges, I guess. So because we are losing galactic challenges, which were we had what, let's say 8 a month, era challenges will be running every 2 weeks during the off week between the marquee units, which means we'll only have 2 a month, so 4 times less events. So they're saying they'll kind of spread the galactic challenge episode points across various era quests and reward tracks, just obviously offset probably the rewards we would lose with less frequent events. The difficulty tiers will be based on having era units at certain levels. So again, us free-to-play players will probably be limited to how far we can go in these challenges. As mentioned before, they will run the week between marquee releases, because obviously you have marquee release 1 week, then we'll have challenge second week, week 3 another marquee release, week 4 another challenge. So that's how it'll kind of rotate during the week, and it will run for an entire week, unlike galactic challenges that run for 3 days. In the future, some other game modes might be replaced by era modes as well. All right, I guess we'll have to wait and see how this will pan out. Now, there'll be also changes to the relic economy, as we know already. So in terms of Relic 9 recipe, I just kind of highlighted which pieces will be removed from the Relic 9 recipe. So if you are kind of on the verge of relicking 9 units, just hold off for a couple of weeks and save yourself some materials, unless obviously you really need those units at Relic 9 now. So what you'll be saving is some of these 2 pieces there, 20 pieces of these, 20 pieces of these, and 30 pieces of these basic signal data. So that's how Relic 9 will change. Then they will also increase the flow of relic material and signal data. So they will be adding to our episode track. They said relic 1 to 5 material. So I'm not sure is this last piece considered relic 5 or not. But definitely having more of these in flow will help us out there to relic up our units. And they will also be adding signal data as well to the episode track. And the signal data itself will be also added to the episode shipments to help us as well get more relic materials that way. Finally, Scavenger will be getting updates as well. They will be adding droid brains and this aero magnifier to the Scavenger. So for each droid brain, we'll have to convert 245 points, and for one aero magnifier, 175 points. I guess a bit controversial. 2 of the 3 pieces that can be salvaged for both droid brains and aero magnifiers are Kyrotechs. So depending where you are in the game, I've seen players having thousands and thousands of these. So for those players, this would be great. For players like me that I don't have a huge stash of these, obviously this might be a problem. However, remember, going further down the line, once you kind of get caught up with the legacy units, the new era units will be getting them to gear 12 once they convert to legacy. So maybe Kyrotechs will actually be able to stockpile them in the future, but probably for the most part, this last piece will be the main one. As you can see here, also each piece, how many points is worth, is probably going to be the main one, because I think this is the only gear 12 piece that at the moment we can't use on Scavenger for anything. So probably we have quite a lot of pile of these lying around to get there. Then they will also be adding a Relic 10 signal data into the Scavenger. So I think they said this is going to be, at least to begin with, the only place to get this. So for each piece of signal data for Relic 10, we'll be needing 145 points, and we'll have to salvage the existing signal data. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this one. It's gonna be interesting. Again, we don't know how many pieces of these Relic 10 signal data will be needed for Relic 10. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And also worth mentioning that Relic 10 material will be earned from era shipment. So while signal data will be getting it from Scavenger, looks like the actual other material for the recipes will be earned through different events and as well era shipments. And finally, some updates to the guild activity shipments as well. So a lot of these pieces, especially the lower one, are very expensive, and as well using, I guess, high rate mark tokens. So for this piece here at the moment, you would need, for one piece, you would need 100 Mark 3 tokens. That will be changed to Mark 2 75. Zimbidos are at the moment 125 Mark 3 rate tokens per piece, will be changed to Mark 2 at 100. And then especially like Carbonite, Bronzium wirings, like look at the prices for these, is like 400 per piece of Mark 2, 450, 550 of Mark II even for these guys. So this price will be reduced significantly, and it'll be using Mark 1 currency like 35, 50, 40, and for this guy 55 from 650 of Mark II. So definitely seems like while Relic Delta is coming, at least like getting to Relic 5, it seems like it's gonna be a lot easier with these changes, just because a lot of these smaller pieces are kind of a pain point in my smaller account, especially like Bronzium wirings especially is a bit annoying. They will also be a little bit changing the relegates at the moment. To get a unit to Relic 4, they need to be at 6 stars. This will be downgraded to 5 stars. And at the moment, to get a Relic 5 units, we need a 7-star character. So once after the change, you'll be able to get a Relic 5 already at kind of 6 stars. So these are the relic changes coming to the game. Then let's talk about the new era, which is now anniversary era. We are getting 6 marquee units, so that's kind of a set. Each era now should have 6 marquee units. And with the launch of the 6th marquee unit, they will also release a journey guide. So for the marquee units, we're getting absolute brilliant here cast of marquee units for the anniversary. Stormtrooper Luke, IG-90 that's supposed to add a tank to the Dr. Aphra lineup. Thank you, finally. Yoda and Chewie. Do I need to say more? Bounty Hunter Asajj, Inquisitor Barriss, that's an interesting one, and Darth Vader Jules End. So now the Darth Vader added to the game. So I think we can all agree that we are all very excited to see these units, and all these marquee units will lead into the Journey Guide event for Maul Hate-Fueled, aka Spider Leg Maul. So very, very exciting lineup of the upcoming era units. And then during this era, the Coliseum bosses, so that's the new era game mode we're getting, will have Yota's, Zephotom Guardians, Dryak, and Pirate ATST. So these are the bosses. Again, maybe each era will have different bosses, but remember, these guys will be rotating daily. And let's talk about Lightspeed tokens. I think this especially could be a good thing for the newer players. They did say that these quests will be kind of maybe more challenging than the other quests. I'm not sure, like new players, how many quests they'll be able to complete, but if they're fairly accessible, essentially at the end of every quest chain, you will be able to get as a reward a legendary unlock. So that is huge, kind of bypassing the whole legendary event system that we have at the moment. Speaking of chains, so this will be kind of chain quests, rewarding, as mentioned, Lightspeed tokens. So this is over the next 6 months, the plan. That's why I put dates for each of the chain. So basically new quest every 2 weeks. Upgrading the unit, these tokens will upgrade the unit to 7-star, gear 13, and all abilities upgraded to maximum, including Zetas, excluding Omegas, probably Omicrons, sorry, typo there, excluding Omicrons. So definitely I think a nice boost for the new players, as long as these quests won't be too difficult. So the first chain quest is the Phoenix, so on 18th of November, Hera and Sabine. Then on 2nd of December, we'll get Ezra and Chopper, and if you complete both of these quests, then you unlock the 3rd quest, which will grant you Captain Rex token, a Rebel token, and your first legendary, as mentioned before, Palpatine. Then we follow up that with a kind of a Galactic Republic Jedi chain, 16th of December, Snips, Anakin, followed up by Mace, Shakti, which if you complete again both of these quests, will chain into the Calrenbeck Jedi token and Grandmaster Yoda token. We follow that up in January, starting with Inquisitors 1, which will then give you Inquisitors, right, all 5 of them there, an Empire token and R2D2 unlock. And remember, then you can use these guys. They'll be at Gear 13, so you'll need to get them to Relic 5 from Gear 13, which is Relic 0, and then you can even get your Grand Inquisitor unlocked that way. And then in February, we'll be having a Rebel one, just, you know, we kind of your basic Rebels that will end up there in a Droid token, and as well CLS token unlocked. Then we'll be moving to Bounty Hunters, which is kind of an interesting one, because if you need Bounty Hunters for the Chewbacca event, but like this, you might just be able to bypass the event, just get these quests completed, get the tokens, and that will also give you Chewbacca. And wrapping up in April will be with the Mandalorian chain quest. So these guys that basically lead up to the unlocking of Mandalorian. So it's kind of an interesting thing, like instead of farming these units and then completing their legendary event, you will just be completing these quests and get the same result. So definitely I think an interesting experiment, especially for the new players. And let's finally end with some additional notes that I want to mention. There'll be some quality of life improvements, they're saying, starting by revamping Cantina, more details to follow. There'll also be kind of a loaned unit mechanic, which will be temporarily giving us loaned units that we can use only in era modes. There'll be new era PvP coming in the future, so not just PvE but PvP as well. And they did reiterate that this is not the end of legacy content. They will keep releasing new raids, territory battle planets, and units in the future. And finally, a reminder, Relic Delta is coming. It'll be introduced, and we already know the numbers. They announced that already. Stranger Conquest, as we know, no Relic Delta. However, the future Conquest volumes will have Relic Delta changes, but how they will implement Relic Delta into Conquest is still being worked out. Alright guys, there you have it. I was able to condense the entire update to just about 20 minutes, so I don't think that's too bad. Hopefully the visuals helped here a little bit just to consume and digest the data, because if just reading text, at least for me, I'm quite a visual person. Just reading text, sometimes it's hard to understand how everything will link together, so hopefully this video helped you out. Thank you for watching guys, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.